Every info coaching company I have worked with that scaled past $500,000 per month used this one trust compounding system. I'm going to show it to you step by step. I'm going to break down exactly how to position yourself as a premium option, how to stand out from your competitors, how to create ads, how to do sales, appointment setting, systems, funnel strategy, and everything else that we use to scale coaching companies past 6 figures per month, so you know how to implement this for yourself. As you can see right here on the screen, this is the trust compounding system that I have made, and I'm going to walk you through almost everything that you can see right here, from the offer, the funnel build out, the ads with appointment settings / DMs, then content and sales flywheel, after that systems and delivery, then team, and eventually we get to the outcome. And to show you a little bit more proof, here is one of our Slack channels of the high ticket sales calls that we are booking, and I can scroll for I don't know how long, hours, if not longer, I don't know, but even this shows you that it's actually possible. So yeah, that's that. I won't go further than December, so you get the concept of it. And to get into this right away, the first thing I'm gonna do is that with the offer, the reason the offer is important is because I don't want people, your ideal clients, to bucket you to the same place as they bucket everyone else, because everyone sounds the same. To show you an example, and this is no hate at all to this person, but it just shows you how he has been burned by people before, because he has 2 million followers and he had only 130 members in a $50 a month community. I'm not saying that all 130 are even paying him $50 a month. And if I would make a math on this, it would be like 6.5K from 2 million followers. And even when you look at this, there is the platform called School or what, doesn't really matter, but people are creating communities or info coaching programs every single minute, and they are not different than anyone else. It's just noise. So I don't want you to be positioned the same way. And what should happen here is that the offer becomes prestige, and that way you can charge between $5,000 to $20,000, because in my opinion this price point allows you to be way more committed to actually help the client. The client is way more invested in actually getting the result. Plus, a big thing when it comes to low ticket products is that many times, because it's low ticket, people don't put as much effort into actually building a great delivery. And how these people think that, okay, I'm gonna get people to this low ticket program and they are going to become my one-on-one clients. But what if your delivery is not good? And the people automatically disqualify the one-on-one that, oh, even this $30 a month program was not good, then the one-on-ones or whatever you offer is not going to be good as well. That's how they think. So we want to prevent that from even happening. So what we did here with most of our clients is that firstly, we populate all the data about our audience. Many people make the mistake, they try to make the offer by them thinking about it and okay, they are going to come up with something, and they do not ask their ideal clients or the clients that they already have. They do not ask them for feedback. And who is the best person to ask the feedback for? Like, would you even like this? Would you be interested in it? No, not at all. It's totally not important. What I care about the most is X, Y, and Z. And what you want to do is that you want to give people what they want without what they hate, in easy, big, new, and safe way. And if you do this, you will never be poor. So what does my market want and what do they hate? And if I had to completely summarize how to make an offer if you don't already have one, for the front end, what you need to think about is who you are helping, who is your ideal avatar, then what you are helping them achieve, and the result in what time frame, 14, 30, 90, 120 days, then using what mechanism. This is one of the most important things that I'm still going to touch on. Through what process, step by step, with what deliverables, with what bonuses, at what price points, ideally the higher ticket, as I already mentioned. And then lastly, with what guarantee. But you need to be very, very careful how you go about it, because this thing can hurt you even more than you can imagine, but I'm still going to touch on that. And then when I'm going to break down the back end, how are you going to deliver result? Is it going to be one-on-one calls or one-on-one chatting, or just sending them video reviews on their requests or the questions that they had? Are you going to have any client portal, communication systems, onboarding checklist, progression table, roadmap, asset tracking, payment and call tracking, more information? What I had for most of my clients was that each and every single client had a clear roadmap of what to do. Every single one of our calls transcribed with action steps, and we were tracking every single result that they got. So you can think about having something like this, that let's say you sign a client, they are clear in their mind on what they should do next, because people are paying you for the clarity. In my opinion, most of this comes down to the positioning and then as well with the delivery, because the better results you have, the more people are going to listen to you. It's not a rocket science, what I'm saying right now, but so many people don't think about it. Even with you, I truly believe if you are watching this video, you have some type of authority. Write it down. Why are you credible to teach what you teach? Or why are you credible to do what you do? Well, because you got X, Y, and Z results. For example, I'm going to show it to you on my Instagram, because I have been on a call with so many people that were making over $300,000 per month with their main business model, and they wanted to build their brand, potentially build a community so they get more of their ideal clients to it. They build even bigger name, people respect them much more, etc. But again, they have such an insane authority, but I don't get the type of feeling, from the social media. And it's very similar to the offer, because how you present yourself is how also people look at your offer indirectly. And as you can see right here, even with the bio, I'm not trying to sell. I'm just going the indirect route of putting there the authority of things that I have done. Then in my bio is the Finance Yahoo magazine that I was featured in, as you can see right here, the Yahoo cover picture, then also us being featured here in Times Square, New York, and that's how the whole Instagram looks. So again, it's all about positioning yourself as the premium option so that people are actually going to listen to you, even when you record videos, etc. Just because you don't put there proof, people think, who are you to tell me something? And of course, I'm not saying anything bad to you right now or anything like that. I'm just trying to get the point across. And beautiful thing is being honest with people. Because again, I don't want you to look like every one of your competitors right here, or even getting messages like this. Again, there is absolutely no difference between this person and hundreds of others in my DMs. And some of the jokes that you may have heard already from some people that, oh, it's pay on results as long as you pay up front, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. How I made 100K while skydiving, 10K up front, you get a Google Doc, 7-day Discord response time, just landed in Bali, let's scale to 100K per month. Most of these people, there is no difference. They have a banned Stripe account, then a rented Lamborghini, and blah, blah, blah. So that's that. And then when it comes to the guarantee that I have mentioned earlier, the thing is that it's not the year when Alex Hormozi, for example, uploaded or released the offer book. And he said that I still agree with it to a point. Dream outcome, time delay, effort and sacrifice, perceived likelihood of achievement means value. This is true. I agree with that. But the point that I don't agree with are guarantees. Because, again, people are just saying them nowadays just to get your money, even your ideal clients. Most of them already paid someone, paid a coach or someone like that, and they either got burned, maybe they had some success, which is great, but many coaches look at guarantees that, oh, I'm gonna use them to get money from you. And I don't want to have it like that. I don't like the sales pressure. Literally, when we had our sales calls, most people were thanking us how honest we were, and also that we tried to help them, because this whole thing is built on trust. I'm not going to pressure you to buy from me, but I'm gonna deposit more trust, more value. Again, the trust compounds, and you ideally see me as someone that genuinely wants to help you. So if you can reverse engineer similar thinking with your offer, in my opinion, that would be perfect. If you would really want to go with some type of guarantee, make it more specific, make it in a way that it doesn't sound like this, that I'm gonna 2x your closing rate guaranteed. If you have proof, let's say you close 3 to 4 million in sales and you say this, it's going to work. But if you do not have the proof, it's not going to work as good as if you would have one. And what I would maybe change with this is making the guarantee more specific and more focused on what the people actually want. Even, for example, if I would compare this, I'm gonna double your closing rate in comparison to this one, that 50 new painful coaching clients in 75 days, or you don't pay and I will close deals for you until that happens. So again, you get the point of it, but the thing is, there are no guarantees in life, and I don't want to work with someone who doesn't really trust me. That's what I have been learning more and more lately, that yes, we can do all the things to position ourselves to get to the position where we want to get to, but eventually God is the one that says yes, you know. And to add on that, I started to look at it in a way that everything that I do is in God's name, and I'm here to be kind of like his servant, if that makes sense, that works for him. So that's the first part, prestige offer. Then the second part is going to be funnel build out. And we have used this with my business partner Martin. We have also helped Adavia get to $2 million per year from complete zero, and even won Alex Hormozi's school games. So we have all these things that we have learned together that we packaged into everything that you are seeing right here. So again, when it comes to the funnel build out, what I would recommend to most people is Instagram and YouTube funnel. Plus, if you already have an audience, it's something completely different, because if you are, let's say, on LinkedIn or I'm not sure where else, then I would firstly leverage, again, where you have the audience, and then potentially move to the other platforms. For example, with our health company that we scaled to a point where we are working with Fortune 500 executives and many people like that. So let me show you how it looks. You get the, again, concept of it, that it looks more as of premium, and yeah, this is what I care about, that we come across as the maybe not yet number one option in the space for people, because I cannot afford, at least yet, to spend $500,000 a month on advertising, but you want to look the best, in my opinion, because you don't want to put out crap, you know, like to people, and also present yourself in that way, because where many people make a mistake on is that yes, they are going to make a funnel, or they are going to work with someone that doesn't charge them anything up front, that, oh, I'm gonna scale your brand, we are going to make 100K per month. But what happens, because the person was just trying to make as much money out of them, they do not care about your audience. So yes, 1 month you can make 100K per month, but then your audience is going to look at you that you were just trying to sell them something, and they are not going to respect you. So whenever you try to sell next, guess what happens? So really keep an eye on this type of people that are messaging you and not charging any upfront fee or anything like that. I would love to show you these examples that I have right here. Even some of these, of course, with Eddie, I can show that 150K per month, but this person 88K per month, I cannot show. Then even this one over 100K per month, and especially these big ones, because these people are famous and I don't want to show them up front right here, but we have made their wall funnels that had $1 million a month launches. Potentially I can show you all of this proof privately. If you would see the launches, you definitely know the people and you would understand why those funnels brought in over $1 million a month. But on average, it's between the 100 to 200k per month. It just depends on how big of an audience the person has. And when I will move forward, even here some clients from the past flew in and I was filming with them. When it comes to the point from earlier about premium positioning, it comes down to, yes, the offer, as well the funnel build out, because this is the apartment that I have right now. Unfortunately, you cannot see it much right now behind me because it's pretty dark. But when you would see my content with this type of view, instead of a white wall or something like that, you see directly the difference in the perception, how you look at things, or how your brain specifically looks at this type of things. When it comes to funnel, you want to be positioned as the #1 authority. Even with this Harvard Business School certificate that I got, I can even show you, I have it right here. So there is a reason I got it. Let me put it a little bit closer. So yeah, you can kind of now see how all of these things kind of connect. And when I will continue, we have so many strategies for so many types of funnels, but the ones that got us the results that I showed you a bit earlier, what I would recommend to most people is this thing right here. Because at the top, you have new engagers. So you are attracting new quality people, either from Reels, so short form content, then ads, and the ads could be pictures, videos, screenshots, carousels, clients, or you have kind of like paid actors that, let's say you paid someone who is like your ideal client and they will film you an ad that you will launch, but I'm gonna touch on that in the ads part. And then YouTube, that is long form content, because this thing right here, you are not going to believe how big of a difference it has over short form videos. But if you have both, they are going to connect nicely. So these things are bringing you new prospects. And in this first stage, you are turning strangers into a follower. So you are building a following, and the explanation is that this is top of funnel. So it's called, that's why I made it blue, and you are getting consistent traffic and having a clear messaging. So what we are solving here is the traffic and attraction problem. We get the new prospects. We are going to nurture them, because on average, Google made a study that it takes around 7 hours of content that people need to see before they make a buying decision. What's going to happen is that they give you a follow. They ideally need to see a video sales letter, plus we need to retarget them with retargeting ads, plus they see more of our content. And if they get results from our content for free, even better. Imagine you signing 5 or 10k clients just from this video, or just by watching my videos. How big of a trust is it going to build that, oh, you got this type of result without even having to work with me? And what people then think is that, okay, if I got those type of results, what's going to happen when he actually works with me one-on-one? You know the answer. And that's what's happening here. As I already mentioned, I want to build more and more and more trust with people as much as I can. And if someone doesn't work with me right away, I'm not going to be mad at them. That's normal, you know? I'm not here to pressure people. So yes, you get the new prospects and you are going to nurture them. They see your VSL. What's your unique method? Why you do things this specific way? Either you are going to make call to actions on your stories, or you are going to get inbound messages from people that, hey, I have seen your content, you have the authority, I trust you, I want to work with you. What are the details? That thing happened to me many times, and I'm not even talking about the clients that have way bigger of a following than me. At this stage, right here, you are going to hire an editor if you already don't have one. And what's going to happen here is that you have the sales mechanism. You have pre-sold leads that love you, trust you. They got, again, results with your help. You have conversations with them. Usually, you are going to book them on a sales call if you prefer sales calls, or you can just DM close them, and you can have an offer between $2,000 to $20,000. Depends on what, again, you are offering. But I would say don't limit yourself, because you would be surprised the offers that people are charging $10,000 for. You would be very, very surprised. And keep in mind, and this is very crucial point, that there are so many more unqualified people doing the things that you should be doing. The only difference between them and you is that they didn't overthink and they just took action, you know? So I truly believe that you have something great to offer, even though I don't know you yet personally. But if someone else has done it, so can you, so can you. And at this second stage, you are turning followers into leads, middle of funnel, so a warm stage, great content that nurtures and pre-sells your audience, solving qualified leads problem. With the stage 3, you are getting to the bottom of funnel, hot, where people are just, again, so aware of you, and you are turning leads into customers or clients, solving sales problem. Then after that, if everything makes sense, you sign new clients, and then you basically have the fulfillment, that you have the onboarding, you can have your own app, you can have modules, then coaching calls, one-on-one support, community, text messages, etc. That is going to produce results and testimonials. And from those, you have case studies. Either you can upsell those people again on 10K offer and more. Potentially you signed a long-term partner if it's a business offer, for example, or you get as well referrals from people. And at this 4th stage, you are getting clients results. So the best product wins. And explanation is that this is a delivery part, so delivering amazing results while having a scalable process, so solving delivery problem. And then at this 5th stage, you are becoming the go-to person in the industry, and you are pretty much scaling, solving upsell, automation, optimizing problems. At this stage of fulfillment, you would be hiring a customer success manager. This could be a coach that you see online that you respect. It can also be a successful client, or it could be both. At this stage, when you are going to have conversations, you can hire a setter, and then here for sales calls, you can hire multiple closers. What's the beautiful thing about this right here is that all of this compounds. Let's say at first you get 10 clients through this at $5,000. You take the money, you can of course spend it on the team, making even better product, but you can also reinvest it at the top with the results and testimonials that you have. So you can now spend $5,000 or $10,000 on ads, if not $20,000 on ads. You get way more people through the funnel. You are building even bigger brand because your social media grows because of this. And you see how all of this kind of connects by this point. So again, start to scale up ads, plug and use client results, case studies in marketing and selling. You will get to a point where you literally don't need to sell anymore, because 90% of the pre-selling happens in your marketing and people just love you that, oh, this is insane, I have to work with this person. So that's the funnel, how it repeats and compounds with this roadmap that you can see right here. I'm not going to go through it in this video because it's going to make what you are watching right now very, very long. So maybe next time. Just to recap, we had prestige offer, then the funnel build out in terms of the overall strategy, but also the funnel, how everything looks being positioned in a premium way. And when you are going to be making the VSL, you want it to completely hit on the point that the people that are going to be seeing it, your ideal clients, feel like you absolutely know them, you know their problems, you know how they have been burned before by other people, plus you introduce your own story and your way of doing things and why it's better than everything else that they have tried. That's the funnel build out. Then the third point are reverse ads with appointment setting or pretty much DMs. It's going to be very dependent on what you are actually going to do. You have to think that, okay, are you going to run webinars? Is it going to be live or evergreen? Or are you going to have webinar at all? The beautiful thing about webinars is that people feel like they are on a call with you directly, even though they are watching you. So I don't want to create, again, fake scarcity or fake something that the video is live, but it's actually pre-recorded. No, I didn't mean it like that with the evergreen part. But if you are going to do webinars and launch a $5,000 to $10,000 program on the webinar, you can get 5 to 10% deposits So people kind of like secure their spot. Then after that, they are going to book a one-on-one call with your sales guy or salesperson. I wouldn't call them like that. How we position our sales reps was a client partner. So it doesn't come across in a salesy way. And beautiful thing we found out was charging them a little percentage on that call because it increases the show up rate so much that I just cannot describe. But again, you need to decide with what you are going to do. Whether you are going to have sales calls, whether it's going to be high ticket, whether you are going to be involved. And based on that, my advice would be different to most of you, because someone may not need appointment setting. But if you are going to do appointment setting and book sales calls like this, as you can see here, or like this, then what I would recommend you to do is feel free to message me on IG. I can send this over, but this is one of the documents that I have made 2 or 3 years ago, and it still applies today. But you need to be more personal with people, because when you send them voice notes and things like that, it completely changes the dynamic, because they don't feel like they are talking with AI. But if I had to completely summarize it, let me zoom in a little bit more. Acknowledge, briefly repeat what they have said in your own words, and then it shows that you are listening / reading what they have said. Relate, compliment, add value. Ask a question, leave space. These 3 things, acknowledge, relate, ask a question, you want to implement them in your messaging, because let's say your ideal clients give you a follow on your Instagram. Yes, they are going to see your content, they are going to see your stories, they can get pre-sold just by themselves. But when you can message them as well, build a conversation, build even more trust, send them personalized value, things like that, that's what's happening right here with the appointment setting and DMs. So you want to just find out what are their problems, what's their current situation, what do they want to achieve, things like this. Of course, don't ask it in a salesy way that, oh, what's the goal that you are trying to achieve, or what's the desired outcome you want to achieve. Just be human. Imagine that you would be on the other side. How would you want to be messaged? And this applies to anything, even the offer, sales, content, record content that you would be proud to watch. Is that something you would be even interested in? Of course, it depends who you are targeting. But again, don't just put out fluff. But if I have to show you a little bit more, some ideas, potentially you can pause the video, read through it, connecting stage, transition into warm, building a relationship, current situation awareness, future awareness, optional but helpful questions, and share new insight or value, and then you pitch them. You can do it like this, but if you already have clients, ask them what made them buy? What's the reason they are working with you? So that's going to be very, very great feedback that you can get, because most of the times people forget about it. People need to be reminded more than they need to be taught. So just do the basics. Even with Alex Hormozi, I love the guy. And whenever he sells to a company or he's doing the in-person feedback, things like that, more, better, new. Do more of what actually works. When I will continue, I also have a few connections, not few, like at least 50 to 60 magazines I have connections with. So that's where I could potentially get you featured if you would want. Then on the other hand, when it comes to ads, the reason I call them reverse is because I'm reverse selling. I'm doing, as you may already know me by this point, that I'm doing completely the opposite of what everyone else is doing in the market. And that's the same thing with the ads. I want to reverse what people are doing, so that when I make my own ads, people are like, okay, this is cool. I have not seen this before, or it directly speaks to me. And they are interested in that. I'm not going to give you right now any examples of the ads, because it would, again, I don't want to hurt you with my advice. But if you are going to run profile funnel which is the that you are having Instagram and YouTube, and you are running ads on the Instagram, you are getting new followers in, and you are sending those people on your YouTube, they see more of your content, etc. Then try to, again, this really depends on your situation, your offer, and things like that, because to give you a few ideas, you can have indirect ad that one of your videos has been really good and had a really great feedback organically. You can boost that video as an ad towards your ideal clients. Then what you can also do is make a direct ad that, okay, if you are X, Y, and Z, I have scaled my own X, Y, and Z to these numbers, or this is my main proof. And if you are having this type of problems, give me a follow, go through my past content, you will literally see how to do just that. This is a very, very old framework that I told you. I mean, we have used it 2 years ago by this point. It's not a framework that I have been using with most of my clients in the last few weeks and months, but that gives you an idea that you can build up on. And what you don't want to do is that you are going to bucket yourself to this position right here of sounding like everyone else, because this outreach message that you can see here, same applies to ads. People have heard it so many times before that it's just, yeah, people are not going to convert much on that. But something to think about is really the proof. Ask yourself what type of proof you have. If you have already wrote it down, I would even bet that if Alex Hormozi would send you a literally, right now, listen to me, this is going to be funny. If Alex Hormozi would send you a poop emoji on your Instagram towards your DMs, you can still pay him $25,000, if not more, if you can afford it. The reason for that, why you would still pay him, is because you know him probably by this point for years. The trust has been built. So it's not really about the message and the ad. Yes, it is for cold people that absolutely don't know you at all. But the proof does so much. Even if you don't have that good ads, but you have great proof, they are going to go through it, because let's say in our health and fitness company for the Fortune 500 executives, we have signed their clients that are managing directors of companies that do 36 billion per year. But we still don't have someone like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or people like this. Imagine that I got Sam Altman shredded, and he decides to make it public, or he gives us a permission to use it publicly. It goes like this. So yeah, that's something big to think about. And really, just if I had to completely give you one takeaway from this, it's all authority, all positioning, providing people value, building trust, and building even more trust, and let it compound till I don't know when. It doesn't mean that you are not going to sign clients in the meantime. No, not at all. But you are not needy, because the less you need something, the more you are going to get it. If I would be here that, oh, please become my client, you would have already turned the video off. So try to think what would make you buy. And to give you a few more ideas when it comes to the ads, even this could be technically a great ad. I'm going to put here some type of text with the IG font in the IG editor, or what is it that you make stories with. And I would put here some type of proof, and I either show a Stripe screenshot or I use this Calendly. And I target coaches. Probably some are going to convert because they are going to be interested how I have done this. And just to mention Alex Hormozi one more time, I don't know where I heard it, but I heard it a few years ago from him. In Gym Launch, the company that he sold for 46 million or something like that, their most successful ad was a client testimonial. If I remember right, I couldn't find it, that recording, for some reason. Maybe it's still somewhere out there. But Kel Owen, the CEO that they have right now, he was previously a client. I know Alex Hormozi from like 4,000 followers and Leila Hormozi from complete zero, literally when she started. And what I heard from them was that Kale filmed a client testimonial when he was previously a client, and it was such an insane testimonial. I believe they were maybe 1 month from going completely bankrupt or something like that, and suddenly they got such a great result with their gym. And when they used this testimonial as an ad, it absolutely printed for them, and they made over 50 to 100 variations of that testimonial. And that was one of their most successful ads. Even with us, client testimonials, Eño. Plus, if you can also think about who is your ideal client, and either you get your clients to also film you ads directly, that you are not launching the testimonial as an ad, but you give them some type of commission or something like that, and they are going to say an actual ad for you, that either it's going to be direct ad or something indirect, whatever. The point is the clients are filming it, so that when you launch that ad to your even more ideal clients, they are going to look at them the same way. As an example, again with fitness, I am not a Fortune 500 executive. I don't look like that. You may probably noticed by this point. But if I get a client of mine, as an example, another one that we have, that is chief IP counsel of a $26 billion company, and he films me the testimonial or the ad, and I launch that to more executives and people like that, it's going to convert way more than if I would have filmed the ad, if that makes sense. So that's a little bit of it when it comes to the ads. For everything I could talk about hours and hours and hours. I'm just trying to somehow quickly summarize it for you. But if I would move to another part, it would be content and sales flywheel. When it comes to the content, we are right now paying around $7,000 a month to an agency that's editing everything, coming up with ideas, things like that. So potentially I could give that to you for free. And after also working with this type of people, Adavia, the one that we got 2 million per year, he has 300k followers. I have also worked with in the past with Naim, 1 million followers. And there were so many others that had 800k, 600k, 350k followers, etc. It's not the main point. I can show, by the way, proof to every single thing that I'm showing you in this video. But if I had to summarize content, people need to see 7 hours ideally of content until they make a buying decision. Some of your clients may have found you, saw the value, the second day they messaged you that they would love to get way more help from you. And then there are some people that may take 2 weeks, 6 months, 1 year, I don't care, They are still in the funnel and trying to find out more about you. And what is extremely big point about this content rule is, if I will show you this thing right here, let me go to ChatGPT. If I watch, maybe zoom in a little bit, that's going to be better for you. And keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this because I forgot the exact numbers. But if I watched a 2-hour video on YouTube, how many short form 30-second videos would equal to the 2 hours? And if I make one YouTube video that's 2 hours long, and you are going to see it, it's one video. If it would be short form content, people would need to see 240 pieces of content from you to get the same 2 hours as they would get from YouTube. Do you see the difference? It's crazy. I'm not saying to stop making short form content. What I'm saying is that just see the difference, because it makes such a big difference in this. And that's why there are TikTok people with 5 to 10 million followers that have the trouble of selling out a clothing drop or filling out, I don't know, some type of meetup where people have to pay $500 or whatever, because they don't have the trust. But also there is a difference between having a brand that just made on dances, that you are dancing on the TikTok, in comparison to educational videos. Completely different people that we are talking about here. And what I would say about this is that the short form is still pretty good, because you are reminding people of you on, let's say, Instagram, that they constantly see your content, and then when you upload on YouTube, boom, the banger is there, So that's pretty much this summarized. How you can look at content is that you can have attraction content. So this goes viral and it's going to get the people on your profile. The nurturing content, this is going to nurture the people that we got on your profile. And then sales funnel, this is not content, this is the conversion. Let's say a video sales letter. I have also worked with this guy a year ago. He got 111 million views on his YouTube. And if I had to give my final advice on YouTube, so many people are right now copying other people, or kind of like taking inspiration and trying to replicate it in their niche. This strategy is fine. But what's even better, if you already had big success on YouTube and you are trying to do this, you are going away from what made you blow up in your audience. What I would recommend you to do is make an outlier of the best videos that you have already uploaded. So again, it may be a bit harder to understand what I'm saying right now. What many people do, I don't have anymore the option, but if I will show you this and log into vidIQ, and what many people did was something like this, that they went here. I'm not sure if it's going to allow me to search for it, but at least we tried. I don't use this anymore because I have a way better idea than that. But they are going to come to vidIQ. They are going to click here on outliers. They are going to put outlier score from, let's say, 10. I cannot do it because I don't have the pro version, but basically what happens here, what at least I was doing for my clients, I put here minimum 10x to 30x outlier score to 100 plus, then views, minimum 100k, and subscribers, you want to put this low. The reason for that is because what this means is that this person had a low subscriber count and their video blew up. What you are going to do then is take that idea and implement it for your niche. If I would give you another example, this is the title. This is the title that I came across a few months ago. And the title is, "It took me 40 years to realize what I will tell you in 8 minutes." This person that got 2.3 million views copied this woman that got 6.3 million views 10 months ago. It took me 30 plus years to realize what I will tell you in the next 10 minutes. And then so many other people try to catch on it as well. So yeah, you see how this type of outliers work. But what I was saying is that this strategy is fine, but there is a very successful person that's making over $500,000 a month right now. He had a few of his videos blew up in the past, but suddenly in the last year and a half, he's getting around 5 to 10k views instead of 100k to $500,000. He stopped doing what was working before, and he started to kind of trying to catch these outliers. But what he should do, in my opinion, and what I have learned, is look at his old videos and make outliers of those videos, if that makes sense. Because there is a reason they have been successful. So take that idea of that already old successful video and make it again, because that's the reason the people gave you a follow or found you or subscribed to you on your YouTube. So instead of me right now catching a trend, yes, I can still do that sometimes. I can rather look at the people that have my audience, that had some type of videos blew up, and replicate those, not again going for something new and trying to catch it before anyone else catches it. So I hope that gets the point across, and that's what I would say for the content overall. Same could apply to IG. Just look at your top 5 to 10 competitors, then get this type of let me show you sort feed. It's a bit harder to see it right now on the screen probably, but there is this extension, sort feed, or it was viral finder. You are going to put there your competitor and you are going to sort their content based on what has been the most successful, and ideally you can put there when was it successful. You just reverse engineer it, see why it worked, and make your own variation of that specific video, ideally making it even better. So that's that. I'm moving forward finally with this. And then another part of this stage is sales flywheel. What I mean by this, I already mentioned it briefly, but when it comes to premium positioning, let's say this person was pitching the same offer, the same thing as I would be. But the only difference between these two pictures are different clothes and the background. You see how big of a difference it plays. If this was Elon Musk sitting here, it would be something completely different because he has way more proof over me. And that's what many people mistake on, that they think, oh, I can wear clothes like Mark Zuckerberg or someone like that, that let's say you don't care about how you look. But the difference between you and the billionaire is that he is on the Forbes list and that he is a billionaire, you know? He has the authority. That's why he can do things like that. But people still respect him. So that's just a little idea or a little thing that I wanted to mention. So again, how you are coming across is very, very important. But overall, when it comes to sales, I have made 11-hour long video of us closing around $35,000. If you would want to message me on Instagram, I will send it over to you because I unlisted it from YouTube because that was just too much value to give away for free. But what I would say about this part is that don't overthink it. I have also made this type of documents, as you can see right here, objection blueprint. 76 pages of just pure objection handling. This took me so much time, so much time. And I have also made this thing right here, a sales blueprint. I haven't made it public at all. It has 55 pages and I'm not sure how many sales scripts I put here. But I'm not going to go through it right now. It would take so much time. But if I had to summarize it, you want to break the ice, set the tone, take the lead, set the pace, open the prospect up, clear up their current situation, apply pain to current situation, vision casting where they want to get, the gap and consequence, presenting the solution, phases of your solution, and then after that, the price. I'm going to summarize it a little bit more like this, me talking to you. In sales, I learned that I'm not going to be doing any type of sales pressure. I'm rather going to call out the elephant in the room. Even with this video, you probably, again, know me a little bit by this point, but you know that, yes, this video is meant to give you value, but also it's meant to show you the potential of us working together. And in my opinion, being honest is so much better than me somehow trying to hide it in all of this, that I would love you to become my client. You know, I'm not afraid of anything. So I rather call it out that, hey, this is my intention. I would love that to happen, but I need to give you value first. I need to build the type of trust and relationship with you. And that's why I'm giving away all of these values so you can get results from this. What I was saying with the sales is that I don't want to sales pressure anyone into buying anything. I want to build value and trust. But if you are going to have a sales call with someone, you have multiple stages of it. You have, again, point A, where they are right now. Point B, where they want to get. The gap of what's holding them from getting to the point B. All the things that they mention that they are having problems with, they are kind of making an offer on the spot for you. Because what you are going to say to them is that you are just going to reverse the problems and make it custom kind of to their situation. Because yes, you can be helping someone with delivery and it can be one of the most important things, but if they don't care about delivery, what's the point of it, you know? So let me give you an example. Let's say you say to me that you are having trouble booking high ticket sales calls, or you don't know how to convert webinars, or you don't know how to scale past 100K per month, or whatever. I'm just going to take this and reverse it in a positive way. So again, what we are going to do, we are going to have one-on-one calls. And as you said, the most important part was booking sales calls. So we are going to make a whole mechanism that we are booking sales calls on autopilot, and we are mainly getting pre-sold leads that are high quality, because we don't want to book you someone on a sales call that is unqualified and blah, blah, blah. So you see what I did there? I just took this and reversed it in a positive way, and I attached it to my offer. Of course, I am not making it like this actually. The reason I had to mention it like this is just so you can kind of imagine it. With fitness, if someone is struggling to lose weight, they are flying all over the world with plane. Let's say they're a pilot, time zone changes, jet lag, lack of food options, very bad gym in the hotels. I know all these things because we have pilots from Delta, United, American, Air Canada. I'm not sure how many, but just you knowing your prospect and who you are working with, or who you want to work with, is going to add you so much leverage that you cannot even imagine, you know? So that's what I would say about the sales part, that maybe I can even show you this part right here. So it's easier to imagine. Where was it? Yeah, point A, point B, gap in between, and you are selling the gap, you are selling the transformation. So I'm not going to sell you all the details. I'm not going to say that you are going to come to an airport, you are going to be waiting there for 3 to 4 hours. Then once you get on a plane, there is going to be a crying baby behind you and you have to do X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. People want to know that they will go with the plane, but they are focused on where they are going, if it's going to be sunny Dubai or sunny Miami or whatever, of actually getting to where they want to get. So that's what I would say if I had to completely summarize it. And for someone to buy, they need enough pain to change, the urgency to change as soon as possible, the ownership of their pain. They see no way out on their own, or at least not as quickly as they would like, a clear vision of the future and what will change for them, how much better their life is going to be, than the realization of the consequence of inaction, like what's going to happen if they don't change, and hope that there is a solution, basically your offer, that it's going to work for them specifically. Many times people just need to know that it's going to work for them specifically. Most people think that they are these special unicorns, and you can have the same process for every single client, but since they are in different spaces, they need to make sure, like, oh, can you really help? And even I am that way when I'm buying from someone. So I just want to know that it's actually going to help me, you know? That's the sales part. And then I'm moving to systems and delivery. I'm not going to be probably opening these things up as well because it's just going to take so much more time on top of everything. But delivery is absolutely everything, because if you have a great delivery, you are going to have unlimited clients or referrals. You can have one-on-one personalized approach, close and small group of clients, everything customized, accountability, one-on-one calls, tech support, access to your program, kind of like a blueprint, discounts on, let's say, some products as well that you have, and everything in a specific format. I'm going to touch on the systems and metrics in a second, but firstly, I want to tell you about delivery. Because if you already have a product or a program, amazing. If you are starting out, and this is still going to be helpful to you when you are experienced, don't build a course or a program right away, because you don't know what people are going to need help with. You are thinking about what they are going to need. Most of the times you can be right because you have lived the life that they have. But I would rather make a $5,000 to $15,000 program, get a few people in there. Yes, you can do one-on-one calls, but the best thing to scale are going to be group calls. You get those people on group calls, and those people are going to start asking you questions. Those questions, as you sign more clients, you are going to see a few specific ones to repeat themselves. Firstly, you can just record the group calls and send it to the new clients that join. But then, once you have 20, 30, 40 clients, you can make a boot camp that, hey guys, on this specific date, I'm going to talk purely about sales, purely about objections, how to book sales calls with appointment setting. You're going to find out the specific things people are asking you the most. Then you are going to make the bootcamp on it. That bootcamp can have 2 to 3 hours. This is going to come into play as a little course. So you are building as you go. You are not building a whole course right away, but firstly you are having the calls with people. Then you are sending recordings of those calls to new clients. Then you start to find out specific things people are always asking you about even more. You make a boot camp on it. Suddenly you have 5 or 6 boot camps. You can either now go build a course because you touched on everything in there, but you just make it more consumable. Either you are going to cut out the 2 to 3 hour bootcamp. It can also have 1 hour, doesn't have to be long. Because when it comes to delivery, the sooner you can get clients' results, the better. No? Like, I would rather get my clients watch these 3 or 4 videos and you are going to sign clients. Amazing. So it's not always about adding more stuff towards what you offer or like towards your program. Shorter, the better. Time to value. When it comes to the bootcamp, you want to take the smaller videos out of it. So it's way easier for people to consume instead of, 1 3 to 4 hour video. And then you want to have a client roadmap like this that I showed you a bit earlier, that they can kind of imagine it, what they are going to be going through, instead of, let's say I didn't have any of this and I said to you that, I'm going to get your coaching or consulting company to 100K per month. So you see the difference, how just something like this makes. Now, to touch on systems, the issue is many people do not track absolutely anything. They have a little Excel sheet and that's all, but it's all going to break once you start hitting those bigger numbers. So you want to be prepared for that and have a full client management, whether you are having it on WhatsApp or wherever. All of these are client channels. We have multiple team members that are inside of those group chats with clients. And then when it comes to metrics, I have made multiple documents like this one that you can see right here. So everything for sales, marketing, delivery, then even automations like this, because if you have to do everything manually, it's going to break you. Imagine you have to do it for hundreds of clients. It needs to be simplified and automated. And then as well, a client portal with all of their data. So everything is automated like this to make our job way easier. And what I mean by this pipe problem, always ask yourself this question because it applies to everything that you can see right here. The three parts of your company, most of the times it's about getting eyeballs, then liquidating eyeballs, and then delivering results. What I mean by this is that, for example, you are booking sales calls, you are closing them, and you are getting clients' results. These are the main three parts of your business that are going to make the biggest difference. And again, to go back to this pipe problem, at every single stage, whether you are going to be at 30K per month, 70K per month, 250K per month, doesn't really matter. There are always going to be the problems. And ask yourself, what's the biggest constraint? Or where is the pipe leaking the most? And that's going to help you dedicate or realize where you should put way more focus to actually fix this problem. You get way more clients through the pipe and it starts to leak somewhere else, because even with this, you don't need metrics or systems to get to 30 to 40K per month. Let's say you get 4 clients at $8,000 to $10,000, you are done. But once you really want to scale it up, and as I said, you are getting hundreds of clients through this, it's going to be very hard to do everything manually. Then even Zapier automations like this, and from there you are actually getting client testimonials, for example, like this. And a funny thing that I forgot to mention a bit earlier, since I was posting all of these results 2 years ago, even Iman Gadzi was leveraging me in one of his videos. It's all about leverage, and just because I got those type of results, Iman wanted to leverage me, Plus with this note that you can see right here, or this specific lesson, we paid last year an agency $21,000. They were making around $800,000 per month. Again, I can show proof of absolutely everything that I'm showing in this video. But where I'm going with this is that we paid them $21,000. They may be right now at over $1 million a month. I'm not saying a lot of it's profit, not at all, but they are making some pretty good money. And what I realized is that the people at the top are not special at all. It was one of the worst services that we have ever gotten. And because they had so many results, it kind of brainwashed people and even us to buy, even though the actual delivery was not that good. So please do not be afraid of these people, that they are some special human beings. And if you are, for example, this type of numbers, then even people that are making millions, 5 million a month, sometimes you would just do face palms. Like, how can someone like this be there? So it's just mainly for the perspective that don't put anyone on pedestal, because everyone, or at least most people, are humans. And if someone else has done it, so can you. So I hope this shows you how important systems and delivery actually is. Then after that, another stage is advanced team. What I mean by this is that at the beginning, it's fine that you are an operator, but you need to move from working in the business to work on the business. You need to become more of the owner. And when you hire people, it means leverage. If I'm going to show you one more example of Amazon. Amazon has 1.5 million people worldwide that are working for them, so they're employees. Let's say a normal shift is 8 hours. Technically, I know it's not exactly like this because not every single person is working every single day, but just to illustrate the point. If I am going to compare right now Jeff Bezos with you or with some random person, that random person can have 24 hours in their day, and their work shift is going to be, 8 to 12 hours to work on their business. But when I'm going to compare that person with Jeff Bezos, Of course, he has as well the same time as this person, work time, for example, 8 to 12 hours. But here comes the point. Amazon has the 1.5 million people working for them. And if it's an 8-hour shift and every single person is working every day, they are getting 12 million, almost 13 million work hours per day. That's 1.5 million work days. And what's crazy is that you take those 1.5 million work days into how many weeks or months it is actually. In weeks, 1 week would be 5 work days, and 1.5 million divided by 5 is 314,000 weeks, or 72,000 months, or 6,000 years. Again, I put there 1 day. 1 day, he is getting 6,000 years of work because of people. That's such an insane leverage. Of course, I am not saying I'm going to be Jeff Bezos tomorrow, but yeah, you get the point of it, that you see how big of a leverage people actually make for Jeff Bezos. And also this point, never automate something that can be eliminated, and never delegate something that can be automated or streamlined. Otherwise, you waste someone else's time instead of your own, which now wastes your hard-earned money. And the highest return on investment activity for us in our businesses is going to be sales with content. And do not just hire for the sake of it, but hire when it hurts. Then you know that it's actually needed, because again, you are probably not making a business model like Jeff Bezos or Sam Altman or someone like that you need to hire hundreds of people before you make any money or something like that you are just taking mainly the market share and then you either sell or whatever. That's a different topic for another day. But ideally, when you are making 100K per month or 50K per month, you want to be smart about your finances. Then you want to have awesome management, that you have multiple channels, and in those you have the automations of ideally as well bookings, payments, clients having problems, things like that, but also for your team members, that you don't have every single one of them in one group chat. Then we have our team members send us end of day reports at the end of the day of how many calls they had, how much they have closed. I mean, this depends on what their job actually is. And then with us, we have also internal hiring database. This is mainly for clients that whoever they need for whatever role. Most of the times we can help them hire someone because we already have them in our audience. And what you want to do here is that you really want your team to be aligned on where you are going, because what's very important here, you don't want to have someone on your team that's going to bring down your other A players, because one C or D player can bring down to their level someone that is good. Yes, it can work the other way around as well, but I want you to be at least aware of this, that okay, now you realized that this can happen. So the question is, how can you even prevent that from even happening, that you don't have someone like that on your team that's going to bring down everyone else? What we have also done is that many times clients, since they don't know your team, they do not respect them as much. So each team member that's also actually working with clients has made a transformation story where they are introducing themselves and as well giving all the authority points and things like that, and even personal things. So the client connects with that specific team member on a personal level, but also respects them because of the authority and credibility. Something to think about like that, instead of just saying that, oh, I'm going to hand you to, I don't know, my team member or my customer success rep. People are going to be like, I wanted to work with you. But when you position it nicely, let's say it's about our health company again. Yes, they may have worked with my business partner, that's the face of the brand. But if I position it that I have the best doctors, the best fitness coaches, the best nutritionists, and people like this, speak about nutrition to our nutritionist. That's top of what she did, authority points. And the client is going to be like, you have someone like this on your team? if they are not aware of it already, you know? So I'm giving my team authority, and it's allowing me to not be involved in it. So I have more time to focus on things that actually matter or things that I enjoy, etc. So I'm not just fully booked out 24 hours per day doing delivery, if that makes sense. When it comes to this process, when you are going to be hiring someone, what you can do, what's going to be very, very good, even with your initial first team members, record those meetings. Record them, because those recordings are going to become teachings that the new employees have to watch, but you can also ask ChatGPT transcribe this full recording, or some other AI can do that, and ChatGPT is going to then summarize the transcript and make you an SOP, you know? So you are not trying to come up with something on the spot, even though you just had a 2-hour call with someone, or you taught them for weeks some specific thing, and now you have to put everything manually. Just leverage your work, I would say. And when you are going to be setting your sales team, create sales team infrastructure, plan, KPIs, compensation plan, roles, responsibilities, build company and sales training, scripts, SOPs, performance, commission tracking sheets, end of day reports, CRM. Our clients could get a placement from either our own sales reps that we already have, or we can just make them the full hiring funnel that we have used for ourselves, and they can run it themselves. Then running a group interview with all the candidates, sending them a script to review and prepare for a kind of like a mock-up call. Then you will schedule one-on-one interview with qualified candidates, run a mock call with them, selling your own offer. And then after that, you make an offer to the candidates that you actually want to hire. If I had to completely summarize this, when you are going to be hiring someone for any role, literally any specific role, give them a specific problem and ask them how they would solve it. If someone has already solved that specific problem and has the experience, they are going to tell you exactly how to do that. Exactly. And this also applies to signing clients or whatever. That's why I had so many people. I can even show you here on my Instagram when I will go to the pinned stories. So many people with millions of followers have been replying to my DMs, even with this George guy that I mentioned in the beginning, and so many others as well. I can move my camera to the side so you can see what I'm talking about. And you can see the follower counts of these people. 1 million followers, 2 million, 900K, 400K, 400K, 500K, 300K, 200K, etc. And the reason I said it applies to outreach as well, or ads, it's because you are solving someone's problem and they are seeing that you are actually a competent person, that you can actually do what you say you can do. Yeah. That's life. And lastly, you get to the final part, which is outcome, that, the offer, market research, copywriting, video sales letter, funnel, ads, content, brand, team, Instagram or social media overall, media, pre-sale, audit, backend growth, retention, operations, show up rate, sales, systems. All of these things are in place. You are getting qualified people to your funnel towards your offer. So I hope that this makes sense. As I mentioned a bit earlier, it brought us results like the ones that I told you about, getting a Davia to $2 million per year, Eddie 150K, this person over $88,000 per month. With these people that are blurred, I cannot show it directly, but on private call, I can show you all the details. Then with my business partner, Dominic, getting to 137K per month and signing clients from all of these companies. I got him featured on the front page of magazine. Then another £80,000 per month. And of course, these big launches. I have also proof of the wall funnels, everything. Again, everything that I have mentioned in this video, I can show you proof. I could literally talk about this for hours and hours. I only gave you, I feel like maybe 5%, and there are so many more other things, but I hope that it was helpful to you. And if you would want to work with me personally and my team, where we are going to get you to over $100,000 per month, potentially win Alex Hormozi's school games as well, and many other things, then let me know. If I have time I don't know if I'm going to put currently below the video, but if you can see it there, then you can schedule a one-on-one meeting with myself. But in case, feel free to message me on my Instagram. Of course, I cannot guarantee anything because it's up to God to decide. We can just put ourselves to the position to do the best, and it's up to Him. But in the worst case scenario, if I say to you that you are not qualified to work with us yet, I'm gonna give you advice. You are going to sign multiple clients, you get to $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 per month, and then we can potentially work together. So again, no hard selling. I love this. This is what I have been doing for the past 4 to 5 years, and I guess I became pretty good at it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.